CRV's out at shop getting an alignment. I was gonna kind of do it in the driveway, but unfortunately, if you look at my driveway, it is not level. And I didn't want to do it in the garage either because, well, I'd have to move a whole bunch of crap, which I don't want to. So, what we're gonna do, at least until we go pick up the CRV, is the old B20 is going to get pressure washed, the transmission is going to come off, and that shit's going to get stored. And then we'll go back to working on the Civic, finish stripping out everything in the engine bay, pulling the lines away and stuff like that. And we're going to tape and wrap it off. And we are going to start preparing to paint. So stick around and watch the adventure. Look at that thing. We're gonna lift it up some more. Anyways, got something I wanted to point out real quick before my battery dies. So since I have the EDFC and I need to take this off, there is a procedure here. So when you do take these off, take this off, go about 5 rotations on this top screw here, which will basically unscrew the shaft from the nut that's inside the top bolt shaft. And I'll show you all afterwards. And then this way you can start unscrewing this piece. Don't unscrew this completely out, but only do about 5 rotations, so counterclockwise. And then you can unscrew the base until it completely comes off. Yo, what's up, y'all? So just finishing up my day working, doing what I do for an actual living, which is not turning wrenches anymore. I do IT for a living, that's why I'm dressed so decently, I guess. But anyways, on the way home, we'll be working on the Civic today. Not so much the CRV, but the Civic will be getting a lot of work done. We're gonna help work on Ben's LSVTEC if we can. Man, we got so much shit in the works, man. We got B20Vs that are gonna be in the work. But the first big thing is gonna be getting that GSR motor for the Civic all together with the fucking mountain of parts that's out there. That shit's really going to take a long time because we're going to go ahead and incorporate doing a lot of body work. I mean, this is the toy, you know, this is the thing that all the work is pretty much for the most part revolved around. And then the other projects are either just, you know, maintaining and, you know, helping out with friends' vehicles, which, man, we just don't mind doing that stuff. We like it. You know, I say we as I'm talking about myself and somebody else or myself in the third person. I bet you like that shit. Or it could just show the craziness. Alright, y'all. I gotta get driving. I don't particularly like doing this while I'm driving. And here we have Ben working on a GSR. Incorrect. LSVTEC.
Might as well be GSR.
Right? So, they got this LSVTEC whole long block. Right? Whole long block?
Yep, long block.
Yep, assembly.
Yep.
For free. 1 facet. Lifted a stud apparently. We believe that's due to probably the debris and oil wasn't cleaned out of the stud hole beforehand, so it wasn't properly torqued, and under boost it lifted the head, blew the head gasket, and it just looks like fuck milkshake in this bad boy. So he kind of got ahead before I got the recording going. And right now he's working on, and this is a This is a really octopus. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. So right now we're just he's taking off the girdle and all the main caps, and we'll keep you filled in as we go. But bearings have shown some interesting things. We'll see.
Hopefully we can save it.
Yeah. I think it's savable. Full show. So taking a closer look at the crankshaft, there is some slight pitting. I'll rotate this around. Oh shit, what are we missing?
Hitting the rods.
Oh, you haven't got them all the way out yet.
No.
So, for the most part, the mains don't look bad. One of the journals does look pretty gnarly, and we'll do a closer inspection once it's out. What's up, guys? Anyways, as you see, the suspension's off. I was just taking the, well, really just disassembling the rear suspension because, you know, we took it off as a whole. So I was getting the lower control arms taken apart, you know, getting the sway bar end links are always the biggest pain in the butt. Hey, Grunt, Cedar, why don't you guys come back inside? I don't want y'all getting near the street. Come on. Grunt, go light. All right, y'all, so here is all of the suspension basically for the Civic. What's up? Friends. Anyways, so disassembling the rear suspension, just got the dampers taken off, lower control arms. Right now, got to get the end links taken apart off the sway bar, but you know, those are generally a pain in the ass and you almost have to cut them because they're seized, whether you're using an Allen key and a wrench or not. But as you can see, there's a little Allen key hole in there. But normally you'd use the Allen key and the wrench and they come right off if you kept them lubricated. All right, let's try and resume where I left off earlier. So anyways, I was taking the dampers off the rear. Now, as you may know, there is a really malicious bolt. This is the famous lower control arm bolt that famously snaps off. Boy, this just doesn't look like it's focused. There we go. So anyways, that's the one that famously snaps off. So when I put the tan suspension on the Civic, back in 2006 maybe? It's been a really long time. I did put some anti-seize on there. Now, you can't really see it anymore. I think it's just hardened up. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, there was some anti-seize on here. It doesn't look like it. But this is what kept this bolt from snapping, and the same with the other side. But given after about, you know, 13 years, I imagine the stuff just doesn't last forever. But hey, it didn't break. I'd say it did its job. There's all the bolts. Usually when I take them all out, I'll put them in a bin, and then I'll get around to cleaning them up. It makes everything a lot easier. So, contemplating whether taking the trailing arms completely apart. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it regardless. So, and then disassemble, clean every component, and then we'll probably spray everything too. So we'll clean them up and spray paint everything, and then reassemble. But we're gonna make sure that we put those energy suspension bushings in beforehand. So here you go. Here's one that's been through a lot of racing, a lot of SCCA events over 10 years, and surprisingly that trailing arm bushing is still in one piece, but as you can see it's pretty worn out. Not bad for being basically 20 years old. These are all still good, believe it or not, but we're gonna put some new ones in. That one, on the other hand, is in pretty rough shape too. Yeah, look at that. That is broken. You can see it. and these pain in the ass tie rod end, or not tie rod end, sway bar end links. So we'll probably end up cutting them off, just like we always do. Alright, get the rest of this cleaned up, scrubbed, and I'll put the video up when we start scrubbing, because unfortunately the pressure washer has decided to take a vacation on us due to the coronavirus. So got to get in there, check it out, and hopefully we'll get that thing fixed this weekend, so we get all this stuff really cleaned and not have to sit there and do it by hand, which is a real pain in the ass. Alright y'all, here's what I was talking about, trying to get this the sway bar end link taken off. So I'm just gonna set this, if I can set this up here, give y'all a good view of what's going on. And I already did break this loose, but as you can see, so right here I'm using a 5mm Allen socket, and that fits right in. It's the correct size, and a 14mm ratchet wrench. So I did break it loose a moment ago before I started, and was like, you know, I should go ahead and probably hitting those outside threads with a brush would have helped too, instead of trying to chew through some rust, which I'm sure I'm doing. There we go. So that's how you correctly disassemble the tie rod end link. You just repeat that process. But man, that's a pain in the ass to do, and it really does make you sweat when cutting through that shit doesn't take but a few moments. Alright y'all, so I kind of lied earlier. This is the bitch, this is the other bitch, but this is the real bitch, and this is why this is that way. Is so either one of two things: either your bolt will break, usually somewhere up here around the head, or that nut breaks free like mine is, and so it's basically rotating. So luckily I've got a welder. I just did a quick little grind job, and we're gonna run a bead across this real quick, which should take care of that problem. It's a little flux core, zap zap. Man, I bet y'all love these shoes. We're gonna do this with the arm. Damn y'all. There we go. Trying to stay on the balance and keep the camera going. Oh shit. Anyways, you can see it turning. There we go. That bushing is completely shot. But anyways, I'm gonna finish this without the camera. Kinda at a stopping point, unfortunately. Ran into a problem as well, and I'm lacking a tool. I don't want to move forward until I can separate the bearing assembly from the lower control arm, and unfortunately I don't have the Torx bit required to get down in there, and I think that's a T37, I believe, maybe a T4. I think T37 might be kind of small. I think it's a T40, and I looked in the service manual, and maybe I just can't read, but I didn't see what size that could be. The older service manuals don't really break this stuff down like the newer ones do, especially like they did on the Acura 06 RSX service manuals. But anyways, like, you can service this whole rear end and everything. It's really nice. Or or for example, that whole steering rack assembly, they've got a breakdown for servicing the entire thing. They don't have that in the 2000, rather than 96 to 2000 Civic service manual. Damn, I need to get some new batteries. This flashing light and charging batteries constantly sucks. I've got 4 batteries. I've ordered one on Amazon, so it'll be here on Sunday. So it's probably about when I'm going to continue working on this stuff. So I'll probably be working on the pressure washer back there. Hopefully I get some of this content together and get uploaded. See you soon.